right, Claudia, thanks so much for joining me. It's been a pleasure working with you. I had just a wonderful time visiting your school. It's an amazing community, and looking forward to working with you on this project. And looking forward here to sharing some insights about your school and you as the leader. And why don't we just start there for folks who don't know you? Tell us a little bit about your background and how you came to Westmark.
Yeah, thank you, Gabe, and thank you for having me. I'm really excited for this opportunity. So my name is Claudia, and I was actually born and raised in El Salvador. I came to the United States when I was 21 to beautiful San Francisco. So I'm looking at your background, and it's just bringing me back a lot of memories. Um, don't miss the weather, though. So that's the beauty of Los Angeles. So I came to the Bay Area and actually ended up spending 26 years of my life at another amazing school for students with dyslexia. And I started actually as a volunteer at this school and moved my way up from being a volunteer to a small group instructor to classroom teacher, director of lower school, director of middle school, associate head of school, and then eventually head of school. So that's what happens when you raise your hand and you say, yes, I can do that. Yes, I have time to do that. And so that has been actually my career at my previous school in the Bay Area. And what that did also was gave me the opportunity to really understand how to run a school, to really look at all the little details that go into place when you want to create a culture in a community of partnership and an appreciation for who our students are. So during my time in the Bay Area, I was also very fortunate to work with the UCSF Dyslexia Center. So I'm one of the founding heads of that wonderful organization that is really at the forefront of research and translational research and better understand, so we can better understand how students learn. The students go through the process of a functional MRI, and then the psychiatrists and psychologists really and the whole team work very closely with the teachers to create a very cohesive plan for students. So what drove me to LA was actually the opportunity to create that space for Westmark and for the greater community here in Los Angeles.
And I want to get to Westmark in a second, but since you brought up research,
Yeah.
tell me why research is important to you, and then also why it's so important to serving students who are dyslexic or have language-based learning differences. What is it that is so compelling for you that that makes you want to connect that research to the practice of K-12 education?
Yeah, that is a wonderful question, Gabe. And to be honest with you, it really started, my interest in research started when I was in school back in El Salvador. My first 2 years of special education was pretty much with the pre-med students. So my whole first and second year were about studying the biology, neurology, and physiology of the human body. So I really had to really understand the brain. And when we look at how students learn, we really need to understand the research behind it. So the science of understanding how students learn and how the brains and metacognitive skills is really important. So being able to translate what the researchers are really learning about how the brain operates and how the brain accesses learning, and being able to translate it into a classroom is really fascinating. And it's really necessary so students can thrive in our learning environments.
Well, let's talk about your learning environment. I've been there, but some folks will have not been there. So give someone a little window about Westmark, what it's like, and just the community, the culture, as you talked about earlier, of this fantastic school.
Yeah, so Westmark is a 2nd through 12th grade school for students who have been diagnosed with dyslexia, attention deficit, really fun stuff, processing speed, and it is really a very welcoming and nurturing environment. I really love it. I think that our community is embracing of all learning styles for students who have been diagnosed with dyslexia, and most importantly, the teachers. The teachers are our true heroes. They are so committed, so embedded in the research and developing best practices for our students. So that's my dog right now, who's just probably talking to me too. But that's what the community is about. It's a very inclusive community, very nurturing. Our parents also are very committed to the school. They understand what it takes to really educate a student at Westmark, and they really sacrifice a lot, Gabe. When you talk about the community, our students come from 86 different zip codes. So we are a commuter school. So for those who don't understand how LD schools work, we are a commuter school. Mm-hmm. And so students come from many parts of the area. Some students take 2 hours to get to school. Some of them take the bus. the school bus to get to school. So they invest a lot of their own time and they sacrifice a lot. So our commitment is to make sure that our environment is very inclusive and nurturing.
Outstanding. And I saw it firsthand, and it really is an amazing place. You're looking here for an amazing leader, and this is a new role for the school to, I think, help the school enter a new chapter and really take the school and just continue on a fantastic trajectory and be a really critical partner for you. So talk a little bit about why this role, why now, and ultimately what you're looking for in that your associate head of school.
Thank you. Yes, this is my 7th year at Westmark. And as I said earlier, the first few years have been spent on developing the culture, the community, the partnerships, and the relationships between across divisions from 2nd through 12th grade. And also embracing the science, and understanding the translational research so our students can do their very best in their classrooms. And now we are ready to take Westmark to the next level. And that is continuing to build partnerships with universities and researchers across the country. And I also need to start really thinking about that and creating that culture of philanthropy. We are building a new lower school campus. And so I really need to start focusing a lot more on external partnerships as well. And I'm very confident in and happy to say that the senior leadership team is very cohesive. They work really well together. And I'm very excited to give that opportunity to the school and the senior leaders.
Outstanding. And you talked a little bit about the lower school campus and what's being built there. And as talk about the program that's going to be going into that space, and really the program from grades 2 to 12. What are some highlights of it? What are some things that you're most proud of, and where maybe this person might be involved a little bit early on to support or continue to build out?
Yeah, thank you. The lower school campus is going to be an incredible space for students who truly need the space. We have been very mindful about the ecology of the classrooms. We really focused a lot on the space, the colors, and the whole ambience of these classrooms, so teachers can thrive in terms of their teaching as well as our students. We are focusing now a lot more on UDL, Universal Design for Learning. We are implementing Ruler. We're in a 2nd year Ruler. And at the upper school level, really focusing on West Lab, which is another major initiative for us, giving students the opportunity to learn about business in the community and develop internships also with other communities in the area. But for someone coming in as an associate head of school, there's an incredible opportunity to continue to codify our curriculum, what we do and how we do it. I think that's really important, as well as, again, creating a much higher level in organizing horizontal and vertical alignment of who we are and what we do.
Great. Now, behind all that curriculum are the people.
Yes.
And I know when I was there with you, you know all your people so well. You know your team, you know your students very well. I wonder if you could just tell folks a story, maybe sort of the impact Westmark has had on maybe a particular student or some students, just kind of something that you might sort of tell when you're talking to parents about, this is why Westmark is just is able to live out its mission, or this is what here's an example of like what Westmark can do for a student. Just one story that comes to mind first.
Yes, I have actually a student who's graduating this year, and she has been an incredible testament to who we are and what we do. For example, she came in middle school and started to develop her own advocacy skills and find her voice. And she became very much involved with student council. She also participated a lot in the program Eye to Eye. And so she's developed a lot of leadership skills. She has become a true leader in the community. She has gone to Washington and lobbied for better education. And now she's ready to go to college. But that is because the teachers at Westmark have given her the opportunity and the platform to really find her voice, develop her advocacy skills and self-confidence in order to succeed in life. So that, in a nutshell, is a wonderful story and a success story for us at Westmark.
And I know that story is something that probably repeats itself over and over again. It's amazing there. Maybe one final question, just something about you that an associate head of school might be interested to know about. Either it could be professional or personal, but just you mentioned your background from El Salvador, all the work in the Bay Area. Just something, this person will undoubtedly be working so closely with you. as they learn kind of, your style of leadership and ultimately are able to, really support Westmark at a leadership level. A little bit behind the person or just something about you that people might be enjoying learning.
Yeah, thank you. I like to have fun. I like to joke. I like to dance. I love music. And so I will take any opportunity to do all of that. And I love to develop my team, and I love to really help my team develop that sense of community as well. And I think that's really important. Creating a safe space so we all can fail forward and learn, so then we can grow. It's always
Including,
model
yeah,
that for our students.
including your puppy right there.
I
And
know.
and I will say, first, back to your team, I would just attest to the fact that I saw them firsthand loving their time with you and debriefing every day with you. It's just, very authentic, your style of leadership. Well, I appreciate your time, Claudia. I know anybody who's exploring this role will appreciate it. And just want to say it's been a pleasure working with you, and we look forward to this continued partnership as the search continues. So thank you very
Wonderful.
much.
Thank you so much, Gabe.
Yeah.